Hello, have you been here before? Welcome back. If not, hi, my name is David. I make videos talking about media that I want to talk about. This is a book tag created by Kevin Toll Reads, which is the New Year, New Me book tag. Yes, I am posting this in early February, but that's fine. We're still in the new year. We're still getting used to the new year as well. And I was tagged by Sui's Book Banter. Thank you so much, Sui, for tagging me. And as she describes these, this is sort of like a yearly evergreen tag that sort of talks about the new year, reflecting on what you've read prior and looking towards the future as well. And so thank you again for tagging me, and let's get into this. This is 8 questions about the new year, new me. Question number 1, fears. What is one book from your 2026 reading goals that scares you? So one book that I wanted to read for this year, this new year, that I'm looking forward to, and I'm kind of scared about, is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I am participating in Steph over at Coffee Over Apple's reading, what's it called? Book club, right? Yes. Read along. That's what it's called. Of The Poppy War. And I have been wanting to read this series for a long time, and I know that it's intense and really good. And so I've been sort of scared about starting it, but having this read along will help me eventually start it. I think I'm starting it in a few days. I think so. And yeah, I uh, want to read the entire trilogy as well, and so I'll get to that eventually. But I'm a little scared of how it is. I'm scared if I'm going to like it or not, especially since I'm going to read the entire trilogy, but I am looking forward to as well. Question number 2, patience. What is one book in your 2026 reading goals you want to start immediately? So I'm kind of blocking it, but you can see here, these are all of the books that I have to read, physical books as well. It's also not showing books over here. You can't see it, that I have more that don't fit here. But there's a lot of books here that I do want to read a lot very soon. But I have to have some temperance with what I read, and honor the books that I have bought already. And among that is, let's see, let's pick one that I won't talk about for a hot minute. The Devil by Name by Keith Rosen, which is the second book of the Fever House series, which I started that book. I read the first book early in January last year, and I think I'm going to get to this by the end of summer or beginning of summer. I'm not fully sure, but I really liked how that book was. It's over here. Pull it out. Here it is. Beaver House. This book is smaller, and so I'm surprised about that. But I really want to finish this duology because it's one of the best horror I've read that really goes to the places that I wanted to go with the writing to go along with it. And so I'm really excited to read this book at some point. I have to have patience with it, though, as this question is about. So it'll go back into storage, I guess. Question number 3, growth. What book last year pushed you to reflect or grow as a reader? The one book that really surprised me was I'm going to say two. I'm going to talk about two of them. I'm going to talk about Innate Magic by Shannon Fay and Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. Both of these were surprises in what I expected in terms of what I read. I've talked a lot about these two books in recent videos, and it really made me think about expectations versus how it actually applies in in the real life. You know what I mean? Like coming to these books with an open mind. And normally I don't take I look at this book, a book in general, and like I expect it to be this way, I expect it to be that way. And these books really help me. I'm can get very surprised with some books if I don't establish what I expect it to be at coming in. And so these two help me like start looking at books and reading them with more of an open mind. I want to understand this book and I want to read it and enjoy it for what it is. You know what I mean? Question number 4, new paths. What is one author you plan to try for the first time in 2026? I have already bought and I want to start reading the Expanse series by James S.A. Corey, which I will be starting in because there's 9 books out right now, right? And I want to read one book every month. April, I believe I want to start reading it. I have to look up my notes, but I want to start reading. I've already bought the book Leviathan Wakes, and that's going to be one of the books that I read in April. So I'm going to get started on that, and it's the first James S.A. Corey series that I'm going to be reading. I think hopefully also by that time I would have already finished rereading, or finishing. I'm trying to keep series staggered, and so I'm gonna finish a trilogy before I get into that in April, the 4th month of this year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I don't know. We'll see. But I haven't read anything by James S.A. Corey, which I believe is also 2 authors. So I want to start that, and a lot of people have talked about this series as well, and I want to start it. I think it's also I said mid of last year that I wanted to read the Poppy War and the Expanse series this year, and so I'm finally getting to that. And I will be talking about those, obviously, as I continue. So keep an eye out for that. Question number 5, self-care. What is one book / series you revisit for comfort? So I want to say that I don't reread a lot because I have so much new things to read, but I do want to reread a lot of the books that I have on my shelf. So that's something that I'm going to work towards. I already chose what next book I'm going to reread in February to clean my shelves, which is The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. It's one of the best nonfiction books I've read, and one of the few nonfiction books that I've read as well. And you can see how loved it is by the spine. I honestly thought it was in worse condition when I pulled it out, but it's better than I expected. And I remember loving it a lot, and I wanted to revisit it in February. But also, I want to revisit a lot of books that I read when I was younger that I do not have physical copies of, because I want to be able to talk about them more. And above all, it is the young adult series that really foundational for a lot of people, which includes, the Percy Jackson series, which I'm pulling out the 5th book right now because that's the fastest one. But I've been rereading the Percy Jackson series, and I have the entire first part of the 5 book. Here it is. Let me just pull this out. All the first 5 books, I have them unmatched. So, whatever. So I've been revisiting that, and I have, if you can see over here, the last 2 books of the Heroes of Olympus series. I want to also revisit those, but before I do that, I'm revisiting the Kane Chronicles by Rick Riordan. This is the 2nd book that I'm also going to be reading in February, and I want to be able to revisit the Percy Jackson series also because the TV show is coming out. I also have the Magnus Chase, the first Magnus Chase book for some reason. I don't know if I'm going to continue that or not. Maybe the Apollo Trials, maybe the Nico and Will stories, and also I think there's some continuation for the Percy Jackson series in first person. I don't know, but this series, this author, this world, characters really comforted me when I was younger, and so I wanted to reread these now with a fresher brain and just be able to talk about them. Question number 6, forging ahead. What is your favorite debut book or first book in a series you read last year? There's a lot of different options here that I have already talked about ad nauseum. Is that the right term? I've already talked a lot about a lot of the series that I really enjoyed, so I'm just going to list them out. Debuts: Local Heavens by K.M. Fajardo, Of Monsters and Mainframes by Barbara Truelove. Can you see them? No. The Book of the Months. I read a lot of really interesting Book of the Months that were also debuts that were pretty good, some of them. And then first of a series, a handful as well. The Murderbot Diaries. I finished this series last year. The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett, also finished this series last year. Again, Emily Wilds. I'm going to be finishing this series this year. It's over here. What Moves the Dead, T. Kingfisher. I finished this series this year, but I started it last year, late last year, but I was able to finish the trilogy. They're pretty small books anyways. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot of books, debut authors that I'm keeping an eye on. series that I'm going to continue and stuff like that, series that I have yet to start and continue, we'll definitely be working towards that. Question number 7, goals. Do you have a specific reading goal or challenge for the year ahead? I already mentioned one of them, that I wanted to start the Puppy War series and the Expanse series. I also just want to keep cleaning through my shelves and rereading books that I had read since pre-high school, pre-college, during high school, etc. Just clearing stuff out, because there's books that I read that I never finished the series for, or I read and I was like, this is good enough to keep, but I'm like, I don't need this anymore, etc. So I just want to keep cleaning through, but I also want to keep reading all of the books that I have. I have so many books, physical books, that I need to get through. So that's a goal, I guess. I don't have like a number goal, because I did that last year. It was fun, but I'm good. I'm fine with that. I guess another reading goal would be more of the book of the month. Let me just ignore my water bottle. These are all the book of the months that I have so far. It's missing one. It's missing 2 of them. One of them is a secret, and the other one I gave away because I didn't like it. But all these have been pretty good, and I was going to do a full year of book of the month. And then I saw that I would get something special for my birthday. That's in October. So I'm going to do book of the month up until October and see what I get for my birthday, and then see if I want to continue with or not. Because it is about $20 every month. That's an expense. So I want to keep up with it until the October. And then maybe make a video about it. I don't know. We'll see. All right, back up the frame. I'm sorry if it messed up the framing. Anyways, that is number 8, breaking walls. It's a bonus question. Do you have any non-book related goals for 2026 you wish to share? There's a handful. I want to collect more physical copies of movies and maybe start displaying them. The first one I've collected so far is Sinners. And I have the box set for Westworld as well. I don't have that over here, but I want to collect that and just grow my physical collection of movies. Maybe not display them here, but display them somewhere else. I'll just start it here. That's something. And I guess I don't know if it's book related more than just like channel related, but make more stuff that's not just about books, about movies and about podcasts as well. I want to do that as well. And yeah, I also want to work out more, obviously. During the winter seasons, during the cold season, it's harder to work out. After this, I'm going to work out because I ride my bike. And just do more stuff with this channel, and meet more people, make more friends in real life as well. I'm in class right now, and just, keep trying to improve myself and the things that I consume, the things I talk about. You know what I mean? And finally, question number 9 is teamwork. Tag some other people. I've tagged some of my booktuber friends. If you wish to do this book tag, please let me know. Tag me when you do, if you do. You don't have to do this tag either. If you don't want to, if you think it's a little late. I think it's a little late too, but that's fine. Thank you again to Sui's Book Banter for tagging me. This was a really fun tag, really quick tag as well. Made me really think about, especially with that growth question. I hadn't really thought about that, and then because I was prepping for this video, I remembered, hey, I should read more books that I haven't returned to in a hot minute. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to be passionate, and I'll see you later.